ज़रूर से इंश्योर करिएगा कि आप इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें। हमारा जो फ्री टेलीग्राम ग्रुप चैट है उसको हम लोग पिन कमेंट में डाल देंगे, जाके उसको चेकआउट करिए, उसको ज्वाइन करिए, लोगों से बातें करिए और हमारे मेंबरशिप्स को भी ज़रूर देखिएगा। नाउ सिट बैक एंड एंजॉय। बहुत ही अच्छा हमारा एक टॉकिंग पॉइंट हो गया, बिकॉज हम यहाँ से आरआर की ही बातें करेंगे। एज यू सेड, इवन वी वर वेरी सरप्राइज कि क्या हुआ है। इन माई ओपिनियन आई वॉज द मोस्ट डिसअपॉइंटेड विद आर, जस्ट माई ओपिनियन। आपको क्या लगता है, वर यू ऑल्सो द मोस्ट सरप्राइज विद आर एंड काइंड ऑफ डिसअपॉइंटेड एज वेल?
Not entirely. I mean, if you look at it, I thought Sandeep Sharma was an excellent use of the uncapped rule, right? He hasn't played for India for more than 5 years, so he comes in the uncapped bracket. And Sandeep Sharma is an outstanding bowler. And with Sunrisers, when he broke through, he was a very good swing bowler with a new ball. He was a power play bowler. Then he reinvented himself as a death bowler. So he's done really well. He's put in the body of work. Again, he was a replacement player, mind you. He wasn't brought in a straight auction pick 2 years ago. He came in as a replacement for Prasidh Krishna, who got injured, and then he, had an outstanding season. So they've utilized that uncapped player rule very well, and budgetary wise, it makes a lot of sense to pick somebody of Sandeep's experience at that price point. Is it 5 crore? It's Sandeep Sharma's signing is an absolute steal. So it's a great signing for Rajasthan Royals. Sanju Samson, Riyan Parag picked themselves. Riyan Parag is another player who Royals have made right through his tough time in domestic cricket, right through his tough time in the IPL. They have stood behind him. They have made the player what it is. Countless sessions at their academy in Nagpur, behind the scenes with the coaches. So they've literally kind of developed him to be the player that he is today. So in that sense, Riyan and Sanju, again another player who they brought on all those years ago in 2013 when Rahul Dravid was still a player. So those two signings were absolute no-brainers. Slightly surprised that they went Shimran Hetmeyer. I thought I wasn't sure if Hetmeyer would command the same kind of price had they let him go maybe at the auction. But I think they believe in continuity and they want to kind of empower the group that they've already built their core group around. So yeah, that must have kind of influenced their decision in going on after Shimron Hetmeyer and not someone like a Joss Butler who has had a few injury issues in recent times, and also his form hasn't been the greatest. If you look at his white ball form for England, so number of factors at play are not entirely surprising though.
I think there were a lot of reports that perhaps Butler also did not want to stay at RR because he wanted to test his own value and felt कि ये शायद last cycle है जहाँ पे मैं अपनी price command कर सकता हूँ अपने terms पे. So is there any truth to that rumor also?
No idea, yeah. These are things that just fly around on social media unless and until a player confirms or unless there's some statement from their agent or whoever it is. It's very hard to know, and yeah, I'm not sure what the reason is.
I'm surprised you have not mentioned Dhruv Jurel, क्योंकि like he has been retained for 14 crores, and personally I think if he goes into the auction RTM यूज़ करते तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा चीप मिल जाता 14 करोड़ से कंपैरिजन करें तो. सेकेंडली आई थिंक इट डज नॉट इवन मेक सेंस फ्रॉम अ स्पोर्टिंग पर्सपेक्टिव क्योंकि यू हैव संजू सैमसन एज द कैप्टन एज द ओपनर एंड ऑल्सो एज अ विकेट कीपर. सो ध्रुव जुरेल इज ही दैट गुड इन द T20 फॉर्मेट कि आप उनको 14 करोड़ में रिटेन करो प्लेइंग एज ओनली अ बैट्समैन, क्योंकि संजू सैमसन आई स्टिल थिंक दैट ही विल बी डूइंग द विकेट कीपिंग जॉब क्योंकि उनको इंडिया के लिए भी अपने चांसेस स्ट्रॉन्ग करने हैं. एंड इफ ही डज द विकेट कीपिंग तो उनके चांसेस और बेटर हो जाएंगे इंडियन टीम में एज समवन जो कि 2 स्पेसेस फिल कर सकता है. सो ध्रुव जुरेल का आई एम जेन्युइनली वेरी सरप्राइज्ड कि उनको रिटेन करने का ऑप्शन रखा गया. ऑल्दो रिपोर्ट्स ये कहते हैं कि राहुल द्रविड़ को बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है वो एंड ही वांट्स कि कंटिन्यू करते हैं वो, बट स्टिल 14 करोड़ प्राइस है. आई थिंक इट्स अ बिट मच.
See, traditionally, Rajasthan Royals, आप देखा जाए तो they've never been a team that is kind of I mean, I'll put it this way: they've always been a team that's had an eye for backing young talent and looking long term. That's probably the reason why they stuck through Riyan Parag through all his years of inconsistency and non-performance. 2019 में उनको sign किया था. 2020, 21, 22, 3 straight seasons he had a very poor output. If you look at it, for somebody who was given a lot of opportunities, who was back. But they believed that he had all the makings, and they kind of built their brand around him today. If you look at it, Riyan Parag is at the center of everything that the Royals do, whether it's on the field, whether it's off the field. So he's become the kind of a face of the young Indian face of the team. So I think they believe that Dhruv Jurel has similar attributes, and again they discovered him. They brought him on board. One season entirely he didn't play. Then the next season they played him as an impact sub in one game. I think he made 30 runs of 10 balls or something. Nearly took them to a win, and that kind of sparked you know everyone's attention about who Dhruv Jurel is. So they have seen this player emerge. They've backed him. So I think a part of their strategy of looking long term. So even if initially at this point in time we have to pay more, we'll do that and keep him in our stables and keep him in our system and build the team with him at the core. क्योंकि auction में गए तो there's no guarantee that you're going to be back. I mean, yes, you can use the RTM card. Yes, there is a possibility that you may get him for cheaper. There is also the possibility that you may not. So it's 50-50, right? Once you go into the auction. So it's a good valid question that you have brought in कि अगर वो auction में जाएंगे तो अगर उनका value 14 crore के ऊपर होता, शायद नहीं होता, but you don't know, right? But I think they wanted to kind of build a team with him part of the core, and that's why they've opted for continuity and gone and sealed the deal instead of leaving it to later to see. So Jaiswal, Jurel, Riyan Parag, look at that Indian core. It's as good as it comes.
I think the likes of Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, Josh Butler, फिल सॉल्ट, इतने सारे विकेट कीपर्स हैं क्योंकि ऑक्शन में, तो एक वो नेचुरल दिमाग में आता है कि परहैप्स ध्रुव जुरेल इतने महंगे नहीं बिकते. बट जो आपने कहा है, परहैप्स इट विल गिव अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस टू दी आर फैंस, जो कि दे वर लुकिंग फॉर वन पॉजिटिव रे ऑफ होप कि यार इस अटेंशन का हम लोग कैसे एनालाइज कर सकते हैं. एक्चुअली कमिंग टू द टारगेट प्लेयर्स, दे हैव सॉर्टेड देयर बैटिंग. शायद परहैप्स नंबर 5 तक तो एज इट इज़ ही बन जाएंगे जो कि रिटेंशंस में है. बट देयर इज जस्ट वन बॉलर इन संदीप शर्मा. परहैप्स आप रियान पराग से थोड़ी सी बॉलिंग करा सकते हो, बट देर आर नॉट मेनी ऑलराउंडर्स इन द टीम आइदर, जैसे कि KKR या फिर SRH में है. डू यू थिंक, and by the way, RR की strength over the past few years has been their supreme bowling, right? Ashwin, Chahal, Bolt, Sandeep Sharma, अभी नांद्रे बरकर जैसे प्लेयर भी आए थे. How do they make up for this in the auction? What do you think would be their potential targets? Can they even look back at their own players in that same price?
Yeah, I mean, Andre Berger I'm not sure he would probably command the same price as a Trent Bolt or a Mitchell Stark or even Pat Cummins if he was going to be at an auction, right? Andre Berger was, I think, picked at base price at 2 crore. I'm not entirely certain, but uske aaspaas honge. Similarly, they've got so many options. I mean, that they can look at internationally or domestically. I mean, you look at somebody in spin department. Someone like, I mean, you'd think Chennai will go for Mahesh Deekshana through, and they'll try to go all out to get him back at the auction. So he's someone who's a good bowler who can, form a key part of any bowling attack that he's, included in. Prasidh Krishna, they've backed him for 2 years when he was injured. He's come back. He's doing well. He's fit and firing now. So they can get him back. Look at the other Indian fast bowlers who are around the 8. I think we just spoke about a few names earlier. But also, you look at it in domestic cricket, they've got a number of exciting fast bowlers from Jammu and Kashmir. There's this guy called, Aqib Nabi, who's done really well. There's this guy called, again from Jammu and Kashmir, Umar Nazir, another very good bowler. These guys have all been net bowlers for many years. From Karnataka, there's Vidwat Kaverappa, there is Kaushik V, who's an outstanding
someone like Rafiq
swing
Salam
bowler.
also.
Someone like Rafiq Salam, who's very good. I mean, who I'm very surprised that didn't find a place in DC as an uncapped retention, because he's come along outstandingly. Can bowl in the death, has an excellent back of the hand slower ball, is a lot more disciplined to his game now than there was maybe a couple of years ago. And he's been backed right through by Mumbai Indians, even with the period that he was banned. for age fraud. So he's come back. So there are lots of options. ऐसा नहीं है कि everyone is a 10 crore bowler. I mean, you can ask that question of everyone saying, what if, kaise? But I feel that, that's where the balance comes into the picture. The timing at an auction where all these young bowlers come on, a lot of these purses are going to be depleted, and then it will probably be on an even keel on the second day. That's where you look at picking up all these uncapped Indian players, or maybe even some of the capped players. So it's a challenge, no doubt, but I don't think it's a crisis.
इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टेक. मतलब मैंने ऐसे नहीं सोचा था पर्सनली. सो आई एम ग्लैड कि राजस्थान रॉयल्स के फैंस को भी आपकी बातें बहुत पसंद आएंगी. अब सोचो अगर ये क्लिप इतनी बढ़िया थी तो पूरा का पूरा पॉडकास्ट कितना बढ़िया होगा.
तो अगर आपको इसी क्लिप का पूरा पॉडकास्ट देखना है तो यहाँ पे क्लिक करिए, और अगर आपको ऐसे ही और क्लिप्स बिंज वॉच करनी है तो यहाँ पे क्लिक करिए.